Hey guys, what's up? I just wanted to make a video before the New Year's is up. I have a little reminder on my calendar that gives me a little beep every year, just on this day, to remind me. This was probably almost 10 years ago or so. I was working for a company, and I remember I was trying to see if I could get all of the guys a raise. So I was the like chief creative officer at the place, and it was basically the owner and then myself with regards to management. And I remember I was trying to get everybody in the actual department to have as much as they could for bonus. I mean, the company wasn't really trying to give bonuses. I wanted to see if we could get bonuses and raises, especially for the guys who were working under me at the time. And so I remember going back and forth into a lot of meetings, and there was this one person in particular who I liked his work ethic, and I liked the way he did his job. There were little things, little nuances, just like anything else. I mean, my job as a chief creative officer is to make sure that everything comes out perfect, picture perfect. So I know that, in being nitpicky, he probably didn't really like me too much. Now, as cordial as I possibly can be and professionally, I still nonetheless have to let people know for the job what it is that they need to do because that's their job. So I have a function, they have a function. And it just so happens they're working under my jurisdiction. And it just so happens I'm working under the boss, the owner. So we all have a role. So I remember days will go by and I will be meeting back and forth. And so, long story short, apparently he thought that I was trying to get him fired. And to the contrary, I was actually trying to get him a raise and a bonus in hopes that, maybe the money would alleviate some of the hard work in hours that he had been putting in, and that he can be paid back for work well done. Now, that doesn't mean that he was a perfect employee. It just means that he did great at his job, and there was room for improvement. Not just in my eyes, but the owner's eyes and the client's eyes. So that is my job to make sure that that happens. So it turns out that every day I was going in the meeting, we're going back and forth, and we're trying to get my guys the money that I felt was due to them. But he thought that I was trying to get him fired. So here's how funny it is, and this is why I had a reminder in my calendar that rang this day today, some 10 years ago or so. And that is, I had found out through other people, okay, that he was talking about me. Oh, Joseph thinks he's hot stuff. Joseph, if I was the chief creative officer, I would do A, B, and C. Oh, Joseph thinks just because he knows the boss that he can do A, B, and C. Oh, Joseph works here and, yeah, that's his life. I have a life. I don't stay here like he does. Oh, Joseph and Joseph and I heard all of these things. And then the person who was telling me it, like I said, okay, well, you know what? If that's the way he feels, it's really not, that's his feelings. The truth of the matter is that it's not true. But then when this person was telling me, another person overheard, and then all of a sudden several people were telling me what he was saying. So basically he was out there gossiping, hating, slandering, and like really, being a little bit malicious in the way he was speaking about me. And there were some things that were just, outright lies. And I guess the part that hurt me, it is a professional environment, but I guess the part that hurt me was that throughout this whole time, I'm speaking highly to the owner of the company about him, so that he can get his bonus and raise. Now, that's regards to his work. Now, granted, as a person, he did not have people skills. He lacked a lot of maturity, and there were a lot of things that he needed to fix. But I was willing to forego that in hopes that when he gets his bonus and raise, and we have a nice conversation, that he would see that what, it was worth putting in the extra work for the extra fidelity, the quality. But it turns out that he was actually bad mouthing me to everybody. And unfortunately, it wasn't even just within that time period, it had been for a long time. Now, I never did anything to this guy. I'm just me, I do what I do. But the irony in this is that while I'm thinking about him and I'm thinking about his promotion that I would like to get him, about his advancement in his career, about his finances and getting that right with regards to a bonus and a raise. Here he is speaking some obscene, crazy stuff about me, which, by the way, was not true. I go in, I go to work, I make sure I do exactly what I'm supposed to do, and sometimes I try to get it to do it even better. But aside from that, on a person to person basis. And I've had a lot of people work for me throughout the years, not even just in this company, but in general. And I've always had great relationships because I don't cheat my people. I make sure that they get what they deserve. And if they are insubordinate, I try to have a conversation with them, maybe two conversations with them, so that we can just squelch it and move forward. If anybody puts himself in a hole, it's going to be them themselves. And unfortunately, instead of getting a raise and a bonus, it turns out that my boss, the owner of the company, was livid when he got wind of all of the slander that he was talking about me. And then this is where he messed up. It wasn't just talking to his fellow brothers in the office. He was actually talking to clients. And this is where everything turns around in this story. You see, the clients actually had a phenomenal relationship with me. They always got more than what they expected, above and beyond, on time, on price, on budget, and they always got more what they expected. And sometimes I would even throw a cherry on top and give them even more. So when the clients got wind of it, they were the ones who took the owner of the company, my boss, and myself, and we went out to a little lunch meet, and they told me that they caught wind about this person. Now, this person had the audacity to speak directly to the client about me, thinking that maybe when he leaves, he can have this client. But the client was completely turned off, and what he stood on, his basis, was pure 100% hardcore facts. And that is Joseph Musi works like a beast, he keeps his integrity, and he always delivers what he says he's going to deliver. And that's all the clients, all they expect. And so this person, in trying to badmouth me and trying to slander me and trying to put my name down and tarnish my name and reputation, spoke to people who knew better and really knew me and knew that he was speaking from a point of passion and toxicity. So long story short, instead of a bonus and a raise and a nice cushy job for the year, for the next year at least, I ended up having to let him go. So it's interesting. So I keep this little reminder in my schedule that beeps all the time, just to show me that I have to be careful all the time. I love people. I love speaking with people. I love doing as much as I can for people. But people are people, and you just never know when you're going to get a bad seed. And the thing is, I always get to hear about it. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's my Achilles heel. It's my blessing and curse at the same time. It's like, cool, I get to hear about it because other people tell me about it. And so that's cool. But on the other hand, it's like, really sucks that I have to hear about it. But, I guess at the end of the day, whether I'm employing people or whether it's just friends or family or acquaintances, at the end of the day, people are people, and I just gotta always check my back to just make sure that these people, really get squelched and we nip things at the bud before it gets too bad. And at the end, they end up looking foolish, and a litany of calamities fall upon them. And so we don't want that to happen. All right, guys. So listen, I know it's a long video, but I'm really hoping that you got the message out of this, because you have to make sure that you always watch out, because even though you're not bothering people, people want to bother you. All right. So take that into 2023, and I wish you all a happy new year. Peace.